Good afternoon, everyone. I am super, super excited. I'm always excited when we have coffee with Cher, but I'm super, super excited today for today's guest, Miss Alexa Oliveri of Alexa Oliveri International. Alexa, so happy to be here with you.
Reese, it's so happy to be on with you. This is so amazing. Thank you for bringing me a part of your journey.
Of course, literally, when I think of the Coffee with Cher journey, it really kind of started with you. People may not know that, but I'll let you kind of go into that. Let's start with our cheers. So grab your mug. Let's start with a little, banging it your way.
Cheers.
Cheers, cheers, cheers. So
Cheers, cheers.
however you want to flow this, because this is to me kind of like a really special episode, because Coffee with Cher really started like, you know, it was like a brainstorming session with us, just kind of talking about, what could be done. You had some plans. I'll let you go into it. So I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to let you kind of go into that. And then we'll go into transition right after that into like where you are now. Tell us about your business, and we'll kind of go into the official kind of a entrepreneurial Coffee with Cher session, as I like to call them, but kind of talk about the history, because I think it's so exciting.
Yeah, totally. So, Sharice, I think that I've known you. We've been working together now for over 10 years, which is wild. Um,
Mm-hmm.
we started off, I was in the marketing department for the Westchester Mall via Simon Property Group, and that is when I first met you. And so we did the dance together for years and years, and I eventually became the general manager of a retail shopping center in Westchester called Jefferson Valley. And Charisse and her lovely team worked side by side with myself and my team in creating community events for the community. And they were stellar. They were amazing. And what we were looking to do was to build on our community outreach. And so every single day, while I was the general manager of the retail center, we would do a community focused event. And I remember I had approached you and asked if you would like to be showcased as one of the event days. And that's when you had coined Coffee with Cher. So
Yeah.
it's just so amazing to see that that was like, I don't even know, maybe like 4 years ago now, I would think.
It definitely was something like that, because it was way before COVID. And
Yep.
then when COVID hit and we were having so much fun with it, that's when I started doing kind of like virtual Coffee with Shares, just so we could kind of really just stay connected. And it was so much like education. And basically, we started Coffee with Share kind of like every Thursday at 10 a.m. We would have it at a little coffee shop, Bear Mountain Coffee Roasters at the time, right? Lisa and Jonathan's place. And then we would kind of sit and have an educational component, and we would talk about just different issues that entrepreneurs had. And, I would present a problem. We would all kind of brainstorm, talk about it, and then it was a solution. And the mall sponsored it. Alexa and her team sponsored it, and it was so great. And then when COVID hit, it was kind of like, we missed our Coffee with Cher crew, our little coffee clutch. So then we started doing kind of like virtual Coffee with Cher, just so everybody could kind of stay in touch. And what I love about the virtual component was we can kind of, instead of our local entrepreneurs, we really could kind of talk to ones that were, all over the United States. And then I decided to kind of make this a podcast so that people all over can listen, because as entrepreneurs, we all go through this journey together. So it's so like, it warms my heart to be here with you. So I'm so
Me
happy
too.
to be
Me
here with
too.
you.
I just
So
I love to, witness the growth of what and everything that you did and nurtured to be where it is today. And the fact that I could type in Coffee with Cher on Spotify and it pops up. So everybody listening, subscribe on the Spotify channel, because this is huge to see it. It was very impactful work to see it in a regional shopping center. But like you said, now people all across the world can tap into the wisdom and the different speakers and advisors and wisdom keepers and yourself that you showcase on the show. So it's just been such a great such is life, to just grow and adapt and change. So that's been amazing to witness.
And with your and with your kind of direction, because you really wanted to make the center more of kind of a community focus. And this was like your vision to kind of have like programming that really tied into the community. So this was kind of like your marketing genius, really just kind of, trying to come up with something. So and something for the business, for the local business owners. Because I remember you had yoga and you had different things that kind of tied into like the wellness aspect, and you really wanted something business specific. So here we are, my friend.
We are.
So tell us what you're doing. Tell us about, about your business.
Yes. So I am the CEO of Alexa Oliveri International. And what that really truly means, thank you. What that really truly means is what we just spoke about. I am very, very passionate about building community. And whether you're a business owner who owns your business, you have a community. Your employees, your staff is your community. Of course, your home is your community, and your clients are your community. Or whether or not you own and operate that company, or you're the CEO, you are leading a group of people. And so that is really what I am passionate about. And I'm passionate about that in the business world. So that is what Alexa Oliveri International is just everything that we just spoke about: one-on-one sessions, group sessions, talking about how business owners can expand their sense of community and really expand their business and shine even more light on it than they even thought was possible. That's what it's all about.
I love it. So what kind of sets you apart from your competition? I know that you offer kind of, some one-on-one coaching. I know you offer some group coaching, and you do things differently, but kind of tell me what is that one or two things that really set you apart from everyone else in your industry?
Totally. So I am a business advisor, and how I set myself apart is that I integrate holistic practices and spirit. So someone might hear the word spirit and think, oh my gosh, what is she talking about? Spirit. I can't understand what that is. To me, and the way that I teach what spirit and spirituality is the wholeness of you, the wholeness and the essence of you in everything that you touch. So, Charisse, you're very passionate about creating memories and events for other people, showcasing other people. That is your spirit. That's your spiritual calling, to do that, to connect people, to gather people, to have them remember good times, right? So every single business owner, when you got an idea of that passionate idea to start a business, that to me is how I teach spirit. So it is tapping into the fact there's so much greater than us, so much greater than this conversation. That's just like we seemingly just, signed into the Zoom at this time to connect. No, we've been doing dances and having conversations, and we're led in various ways all throughout our journey together that has brought us here. So what I like to do in my practice is really integrate holistic, conscious living with the logical mind, with the modern day working world, and saying, hey, there is another way to tap into the wisdom and tap into what your business wants to grow into. Let me show you how to do that.
I love it. Love it. So Alexa, how old is your business now?
Well, I worked in corporate America for over 10 years. And while I was in corporate America, I had what I like to call a spiritual awakening, where I just kind of looked down at my life and said, something is not 100% right for me. And so that led me to making a lot of personal changes and doing a lot of personal self-discovery. And throughout that time, I went to life and business coaching school. So I created what I call is a soul coaching company, which is a life coaching company, back in 2016. And I was all set and ready to leave and do that full time until I was asked by the CEO of the retail real estate company that I previously worked for to elevate my position and be a general manager. And in essence, I agreed to that after it was understood that I was going to do things a totally different way and work within the job description, maybe, but really play a lot with that, and kind of, put my own twist and my own version onto that. And so it was during that time where I thought, yes, I'm skilled at life coaching, but I really am skilled at business as well. So this is a perfect time for me to integrate all of my practices, every personal experience I've had with the business world. And this is how my business was birthed. So I would say Alexa Oliveri International it's a baby. In the last year, it was born.
Oh my goodness, that's so exciting. So what's new? Anything on the horizon that I mean, everything is new, obviously, but anything that, kind of on this journey that you've picked up that you feel like you really want to kind of expand on?
So firstly, I am excited to share that I have a retreat space, a very special place, a physical location, to bring people to literally retreat themselves from the business, from the work. Because when you are a business owner, or even not the owner, when you have a position and you're working in your role, it's very hard for you to see where the weeds in the garden need to be pulled, where the light needs to shine, where you might need to water this plant a little bit more than that plant. But when you're working in the garden, you're like, oh man, I'm here all day long. Like, what do you mean? I'm doing all the things. Well, you need to take yourself out of that equation and give yourself an aerial's view. And so my space gives very well to that, through the different modalities and different ways that I practice. I really like to say it's an experience. So I am inviting everybody who hears this to please visit me at the retreat space. It's in Cross River, New York. It's just about 45 minutes north of New York City. And then the other thing that's coming up, and Charisse, I didn't plan on sharing this, but I'm going to on your episode here.
Oh, we have an exclusive, everybody. Listen.
Exclusive. An exclusive, but it's really also realism about what it is to be the CEO of your own business. So a couple of weeks ago, I launched an online membership called the Abundant Soul Collective. And I was like, oh, this is great. It's for everybody, where positive news rings true. And if you're feeling anxious in the world, this is a place for you to kind of hone in. And I think all of those foundational pieces are super important, but I am going to be changing the Abundant Soul Collective to the Abundant Business Collective. The Abundant Business Collective. And this is really going to be a place for business owners. And also, you don't only have to be the owner. Of course, every part of our employees and our staff and our work, they give their heart and they give their soul. So it's open to those that are dedicated to their work. And it's an opportunity to receive mentorship. I will every week be doing different guidance and mentorship calls, Q&As. And I also have really special practices for business owners to elevate above their business so they can see in a fun and relaxing way. It's not a PowerPoint presentation. It's not an opportunity for you to, sit and take notes, which of course is always welcome, but it's really an experience that's personal to you. And so I'm making that shift from the Abundant Soul Collective, because we're all abundant and we're all souls, but really refining it to be for business owners so they can seek allies, support, help, have another chance for them to be their authentic self and to speak their fears in a place where maybe in their office, if they're leading a team, they can't really do, this is a place for everybody to get together and network and just win big, honestly.
I love that. That sounds really exciting.
Thank you. I'm excited about that too.
Yeah, that sounds really, really exciting. So I like to end our calls or end our sessions, as I call them, with some advice. I want to make sure that at Coffee with Cher, we're really, as successful business owners, doing our part to pull down and lift someone else up that might be having a hard time. So whether it's a business owner that's going through a rough time, maybe it's someone who kind of has thought about starting a business for, a really long time, but just hasn't had the confidence to kind of make that push yet. Just want to really prepare them for the journey. So what kind of advice would you give to a fellow entrepreneur or
Such
someone considering starting a business?
a great question. So a couple different items immediately that come to mind. First and foremost is, I believe a gentleman by the name of Jack Canfield said this quote, but it's always stuck with me. And it goes along the lines of this: you did not just receive the idea for the business unless you have the ability and the capability to make it a reality. You did not receive the ideas to start your business, to grow your business, to change your business, unless you have the ability to make that a reality. So remembering that, number one, first and foremost, is that not everybody gets the same download that you did, right? Not anybody has the same idea for business, or the same way how to do it. So take that as a gift that it truly is. That would be my first nugget of wisdom. The second, I would say, is furthering on that path, is a belief in yourself, and looking within yourself for that belief. I think that in society and nowadays, we look around and we ask, do you have the answer that I'm seeking? Do you think I'd be good at this? What do you think? What do you think? Well, the thing about it is that a lot of the people that we're asking for approval from can't approve themselves, and they're uncertain themselves. So turning the mirror back within and say, I have the belief that this is actually going to happen and is happening, and believing in yourself before you need to hear it from anybody else. That's the most important. And then the third thing is, which I deal with and learn every day, is letting go of this idea of perfectionism, right? So I could have gotten on the call and said, the Abundant Soul Collective, and I have paid already for marketing material on this. I've paid for a domain name. I've invested in a lot of aspects of this. And I got a download that said, no, this needs to shift. And so there could be a fear about, what will I be looked at if I rebrand this right away? Or what's that going to mean? Or I already invested in this, so let me just move forward with it and continue it down the line. You're going to make changes. Things are always going to change, right? The only constant in life is change. And so just breathe through the change, swim through it, and follow what your heart is really telling you. And there's no such thing as a failure, and there's no such thing as a mistake. It's just a redirection on your right track. So,
I love it. Love it. I love everything you said, especially the change, because, change is here. Change is coming every day. I just feel like that's just, especially now in the environment that we're in right now, having an events firm, right? And I didn't even introduce myself when I started this. For those who don't know me, Sharice Jervis Hill, my company is Events to Remember, and I have a PR company, PR to Remember. Having an events company in the midst of, we're still in COVID, every day things change. And I tell clients, it's like, for us to plan something that's 6 months, that's a year out, we have to be ready to kind of sway. It's like waves, right? So always going with the plan, but no, you can't be so rigid to think that things are not going to change. So I love what you said. It's just, in business, it's the same thing. It's like, you came up with this idea. Look at how we talked about Coffee with Cher, how we started as kind of like an in-person, kind of an education group. Now we're educating, same mission, but a totally different way, right? So I love what you said. I loved all of it, but the change, I think, is one of the most important things for a new business owner to know, that, be ready, because change, got to change.
And change leads to beautiful things, it would have been just as beautiful if right now we were still talking at that shopping center in Westchester. It would have been just as beautiful, but now it's expansive. It has a bigger light. It has an ability to change more people. It has an ability to change people that hear this when you launch it. And then maybe a year from now, they won't hear this until then. And so it is timeless. And so if you weren't open to change on that, and you said, oh no, I have to stick to this vision of taking it here, it wouldn't have led you into these different places. So it's a perfect example to say, yeah, there's uncertainty, and COVID came down and shut down this, in-person meeting, but look at all the opportunities that were born through it. So, always looking at it through that lens, is just something that I think that we all need to do every day. Yeah.
Yes, for sure. So tell us before we leave, give us your website, give us your social handles, phone number. How can everyone find you? Give us all of that info.
Yes. So my social handles are at Alexa Oliveri _, at Alexa Oliveri _, and my website is alexaoliveri.co. Co. Got to do things a little different in this world. And so I am a .co, alexaoliveri.co, and the email is shine@alexaoliveri.co. So I welcome and receive any questions, comments, or anything like this that comes up.
Love it. And your marketing background, just from having worked corporate for so many years, I feel like you are just, I see this as a great business venture for you, because you just tie in all that you've learned and all of your marketing experience to really help your clients move forward. So I wish you the best of luck, even though I don't think you'll need it because you're a rock star. And yes, back at you. All right, well, thank you for being here, and everyone go find her.
Have a great day.
Thanks, you too.